load. Okay, dokley. So I'm gonna mute you guys. I apologize. It seems rude. Okay. So let's come to our seated position. And just shifting side to side, just trying to get so your sit bones to spread out a little bit and really get grounded. Switching legs, if you always have the same leg in front, just trying to have things be a little different. Waving to me if you're having any trouble with your computer at all. So let's start just sort of rocking back and forth, not really cow and cat yet, just sort of rocking forward and back, feeling kind of the low back and the hips warming up a bit. Feeling a bit of a movement coming down into the legs. And let's turn it into a cow and cat. So with your breath, as you exhale, rounding, letting your shoulders come forward. Inhale, feel your shoulders pulling back. Seeing from seated how much you can get your spine moving back and forth. Wonderful. Now coming up tall, and let's just do some circling. So going one direction, please. So keep going. Good, and then back around the other way. Sitting up nice and tall. Now let's inhale the arms up. And let them just kind of rain down over the outline of your body. So just almost touching, but not quite. Inhale to come up. Exhale, just letting your arms almost sort of tracing over. One more time. Good. Now bringing your hands wherever they fall, closing your eyes, or just staring at the floor. Noticing your breath, feeling the lower belly expand on the inhale, and then feeling it just gently coming in as diaphragm pulls back up. Now feeling as you keep doing this on the exhale that your core is beginning to pull in more. It's kind of a brain thing. You almost want to feel like your front stomach muscles are pulling in and your back muscles are also trying to pull in. So it's like you're kind of clipping the front and back together. Also trying to add in on the exhale, feeling your pelvic floor pulling up. And on the inhale, sort of letting things expand and relax. So This is very much a mind over matter thing. Put your brain in your core. As we go today, we're going to try and feel on each exhale this awareness of our core and our pelvic floor contracting, but then on the inhale, just letting things release and expand. Good, wonderful. Let's just shake out our wrists for a minute, getting our fingers and wrists ready because we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So when you're ready, from your hands and knees, let's do a few cow and cat. Just trying to get your spine going. Also on the cat, feeling all your stomach muscles stretching out. So maybe on the cat, focus on feeling your back body stretch out. And on the inhale, try and feel your front body stretch out. Good. Now doing the one where you're looking over one shoulder, letting your hip go the other way. Come on back through center. Exhale the other way. Good. Coming back through center. And just doing that one where you dip one elbow to look one way. Inhale through center and then dip in the other way. Just getting that spine a bit twisty. Wonderful. Coming back through center and putting your brain in your core again. So feeling on the exhale, the pulling in of the core and the pelvic floor, then letting things relax and expand on the inhale. Good. Now trying to keep the core really nice and engaged. Even on the inhale, try and still feel the engagement of the core. We're going to lengthen out your left leg behind you with your foot flexed. Maybe staying here. Maybe you're also going to lengthen out your right arm, palms facing in. So feeling your core, keeping everything steady. Releasing your core just enough on the inhale to take in a breath, and then on the exhale, really feel that pulling in of your core and your pelvic floor. Good, wonderful. Putting everything back down. Let's take a minute, sitting back on your legs and just stretching out your arms and your back, giving your wrists a bit of a break. Letting your core muscles just release totally. Letting them expand fully on the inhale. So we're really keeping our brain and our core and our pelvic floor, like imagining that internal balloon of our diaphragm, sort of expanding and kind of almost massaging our guts and our insides and then deflating. Good, coming back up onto your hands and knees, and now we're going to lengthen out the right leg behind us, foot flexed, feeling the really strong core, especially on the exhale. Maybe extending out the left leg or left arm if you like. Just trying to keep everything steady. Almost imagining like that left shoulder's kind of pulling back. Almost like it's trying to pull back to meet your hips, if that makes any sense. And your hips are trying to pull forward, almost like you're trying to telescope your core. Good. Good. And when you're ready, let's come into a wide-legged child's pose. So just letting things relax, stretching out the arms, letting your head relax on the floor or on a pillow. Nice big inhales, and on the exhale, really feeling the hips relax downwards. Again, as you're there on the inhale, really feel kind of like this band around your lower belly and back, just sort of inflating on the inhale and then letting go on the exhale. Slowly coming back up onto your hands and knees, just letting your hips go side to side. And then taking your hips around in a circle for a moment or two. And back around the other way. Good, wonderful. Now we're going to do the one where strong core. Inhale to lengthen that leg. Exhale, bending in that knee, maybe curling your back if that feels okay. Inhale to extend. So we're trying to really feel those stomach muscles contracting on the exhale. And it's almost like as your knee comes in, it's helping to press out the air. Putting your brain in your core. Good. And let's switch legs if your wrists are still okay. So inhale, extending the other leg. Exhale, curling in. And you don't have to round your back. If you want to keep your back straight, that works too. Just nice full breaths. Contracting on the exhale. Good. Wonderful. So we're just going to start tipping forward. We are on our knees. Having our hands a little bit forward till they're over your shoulders, letting your pelvis kind of drop down. So you feel that strong core, a lot of engagement in your chest. We're going to keep our elbows close to our body, slowly bending those elbows to lower slowly down towards the floor. Good. Once you're there, on an inhale, let's lift ourselves up. Maybe coming up onto your elbows, maybe coming up onto your hands. Whatever is going to sort of stretch out your stomach muscles without angering anything else. So as you breathe deep, we're just kind of letting the core relax. And as you inhale, feel kind of like your lower back is expanding and then relaxing on the exhale. Good. And then slowly lowering down, reaching your arms overhead. Let's bend up our knees and just letting your feet flop from side to side. Just doing something that feels nice before we do something kind of exciting again. Good. Then when you're ready, what we're going to do is we're going to feel our back body engaging as we inhale. lifting the right arm and the left leg, so diagonally. And exhale, lowering back down. And then inhale, lifting the left hand and the right leg. Exhale, lowering back down. So it almost looks like you're swimming. And really feeling that kind of diagonal engagement across your back. So this shouldn't hurt. It just should feel like your glutes and your back body engaging to help lift on the inhale, and then relax back down on the exhale. Good, wonderful. Taking a break, just letting everything relax, stretching out, maybe rolling side to side if that feels good. Like sort of rolling onto your side, then your front, almost trying to massage out the lats a little bit because we're going to use them soon. Good, and then when you're ready, we're going to draw our arms alongside our body. So either elbows bent or long arms, palms facing down. So we're going to do the Superwoman / Superman. So you decide which one feels good to you. So inhale, squeezing those back muscles to lift you. Exhale, lowering down. So again, choosing what you're going to do with your arms. And then choosing what to do with your legs. I feel like keeping my feet nice and rooted to the ground. That feels like a safer option for my low back. Maybe you want to lift your toes up if that feels good to you. Just choosing what your, what your instinct tells you is a good idea. Breathing deep. Good, wonderful. Now let's press back onto our hands and knees and taking a moment to press back into like a closed knee child's pose. So just try to stretch out the back body for a moment or two. Good, wonderful. Coming up onto your hands and knees, and let's just get our ankles going. Giving the ankles some movement, maybe scrunching your toes and spreading them out. Maybe trying to play the piano with your toes, just getting a lot of movement in your feet. And then when you're ready, putting your toes on the floor. Big inhale as you exhale, pressing back into a bent-legged downward dog. So just feeling that nice stretch through your back, all those muscles you're just using, stretching them out. Bicycling your legs one at a time. Feeling the backs of the legs stretching out. Good, and see how it feels to try and straighten out both legs, or tipping your hips back and up towards the ceiling. Let's take a nice big inhale, just let everything kind of sputter out on the exhale. Kind of like what horses do with their lips, try and do that. Good. Then walking your feet up towards your hands, bending your knees a bit, and just letting everything shake out. Shake out your shoulders. Let your head move around how it likes. Good. And then slowly rolling up the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Good. When you get to standing, just naturally doing whatever your body wants you to do. Whatever the instinct is. Oh, I see some swaying twistiness. So let's just do a few hip circles. around the other way. And then let's inhale our arms overhead, holding on. Exhale with that one way. Inhale, coming up. Exhale the other way. And you don't have to do it with raised arms. You can also just do it with arms down, just whatever is going to work for you. Good. Coming up tall, and let's do some twisty feelings in the spine, just letting the arms swing. You can even feel a bit of a bicep stretch as you go. Good. Wonderful. So let's have our weight start shifting side to side, starting to feel the stomach muscles getting active again. Especially on the exhale, try and feel the core pulling in. Try and feeling the pelvic floor pulling up. I find it a bit harder when standing. Just try. And then when you're ready, coming onto one foot, having your other foot come to your calf or maybe your thigh. Feel like your supporting leg is pressing into the other leg. And let's see, let's bring our hands to heart center, okay? And what I want you to feel on each exhale, in addition to your core and pelvic floor engaging, I want you to feel your hands pressing together. So you feel your chest and back body engaging. And feeling too, like you're pressing your leg into your foot. So it's like you're doing a lot of compressing on the exhale. Maybe staring at something. Especially kind of like in the pecs into the underarms, really feel that part of you come alive as you press into your hands. Good. Ooh, let's everything go. Let's just let the arms kind of swing a little bit if that feels okay. Maybe with a little bounce in your knees. Inhale up, exhale, start throw things down. So if this feels good to you, go for it. But if you want to do something else, go for it. This is just sort of the nice loosey-goosey interlude before we do the other side. I like the feeling of just letting my arms throw out, but if you've got shoulder stuff, this might be a no-no. So just listen to your body. Good, wonderful. So actually that felt good. Let's inhale, reaching our arms up, palms together, and then let's do a back bend as our hands come behind our head. So we're getting a nice big opening in our front body, stretching out our triceps. So you're tilting to look up towards the ceiling, feeling the back of the arms getting a nice stretch. Good. And when you're ready, slowly coming out of it, giving everything a nice shape, maybe some shoulder rolls. Good. So now having your weight shift side to side again, feeling the core waking up. On each exhale, feel a grr and the pelvic floor pulling up. And trying to remember which side you haven't done yet. Loading up your foot, hands at heart center. Nice big inhales, and on the exhale, feel that pressing of your hands, waking up the chest and back, shoulders pressed down. And also the foot pressing into the leg. And of course, don't forget about the core and the pelvic floor. Staring at something at eye level, it's going to stay still. Good. Feeling your body heaving up. Good. Wonderful. Shaking everything out, coming out of that. Good, so we want to loosen up the hips a little bit, so just letting that leg kind of swing in and out, if that feels okay. And then letting it swing back and forth. You know, if you've had a hip replacement or something, use your spidey sense, whether this is a good idea for you or not. And then let's do the other leg. So letting the leg swing back and forth, feeling the hip loosening up. And then back and forth a bit. Good, wonderful. So bringing our legs apart, hands on our hips, and let's just bend into one knee, inhale through center, bend into the other knee. So we're waking up the inner thighs because we're going to be using them soon. So right now my feet are sort of pointing forward, so more or less. Good, so feeling your inner thighs, waking up, getting a nice little stretch. Good, hooray. So now we're going to have our feet going more like this. So having a look to make sure your knees and your toes are pointing the same direction. We're going to have our elbows bending in as we bend our knees. And then inhale, reaching up, feeling a nice stretch through the side body. So let's exhale and inhale, reach up to stretch out. So as you exhale and come down, feel that core engaging, feel those arms really pulling in. So as your arms or your elbows pull in, feel the chest nice and open and strong. And of course, feeling the legs going. Just a few more. If your knees hurt, be nice to them and have a break. Good. Up, and then let's try and hold this nice and deep. On each exhale, feel your core and your pelvic floor pulling in, but keeping your spine long. Oh man, this is hard. Good. Inhale, reaching up, grabbing onto your hands, and let's just do a little bit of a side stretch. Inhale through center, exhale, stretching out the other way. Good, wonderful. So let's have our feet more back to normal. I just feel like I need to do this a little bit. So bending your knees and then just trying to lift up your knees and then rotate the hip open. It's a balancey stuff today. Good, and then just letting your hips tick-tock side to side. Good, wonderful. So now let's come into a lunge. Just gonna adjust the computer. So we're gonna have one leg forward with a bent knee. Your back leg, your foot can be planted with the toes slightly out, or you can be up on your toes, whatever feels good to you. We're just gonna come nice and deep into that front knee. So you feel nice and rooted, strong core. The front knee should be over your ankle. So let's just inhale, reaching our arms up if that's okay. Or you can do it with arms down. Good, nice strong legs pressing into both feet equally. Nice big inhale, and as you exhale, bending your elbows, feeling that big opening across the chest. Let's take an inhale as we reach our elbows back, feeling that big opening across the chest. Good. And when you're ready, let's sweep our arms forward, interlocking our hands, just giving our back body a little stretch, pressing into that back leg. Yay, let's let our arms open up. And let's bend that back leg, hopping forward, and try for a balance. Try and bring your weight onto that front leg. Arms just kind of reaching forward for balance. Good. Wonderful. Hooray. So just shaking everything out. I feel like my hips go side to side, just doing whatever feels good. Maybe some nice twisties. And when you're ready, let's put the other leg back, coming into a nice deep lunge. So just kind of getting that front quad ready. Feeling rooted through both legs. That knee is over your ankle, strong core. Inhale, reaching your arms up. On each exhale, feel those stomach muscles pulling in. Nice big inhale. On your exhale, bending your elbows. Then inhale, pressing them back. Good. When you're ready, we're going to slowly sweep our arms forward and interlock our hands and reach the arms forward. Really make sure both feet are pressing into the mat. Good. When your arms come apart, kind of getting your shoulders back to where they normally go. Bending your back knee to hop yourself forward until you're balancing. Good. Wonderful. Hooray. So just because this feels like an energetic type day, after we have a little nice rest, let's do some chair, because we just haven't done chair for a little while. So nice big inhale, and as you exhale, sit back on your chair, putting your arms where they like. Inhale, coming back up. So with your own breath, exhale to send your hips back. Inhale, standing up nice and strong. And make sure your hips are going backwards so your knees kind of over your ankles. I don't want your knees coming sort of past your feet. That's no good. So hips heading back. Now let's do something that I always find very hard. Let's stay in it with your palms together. Nice big inhale, and then as you exhale, twist to one side, but keeping your legs nice and square. Good. Inhale back through center, and exhale, twisting the other way. Oh man, oh man. Inhale back through center, and then exhale, let's just let everything relax. Like letting your knees bend, letting your back just come into a forward fold. Shaking everything out. So this should hopefully feel good. Taking some nice inhales, just letting things go on the exhale. Good. Wonderful. Now we're going to come down onto the floor, sitting on our seats. Our legs in front of us, nice tall spine with our arms reaching forward. So what we're going to do is start to tip back slowly until you feel your stomach muscles really engaged. Maybe this is plenty. Maybe you want to lift your feet. So breathing deep, keeping those shoulders relaxed, maybe kind of move them around to make sure they're relaxed. But the core is really engaged. Okay, putting the feet down, hands alongside you, and just doing some windshield wipers for a moment or two. Oh man. So let's do that one more time with feeling. So strong core, tilting back, shoulders relaxed, lifting up your toes if you like. And then just see if your body will let you on the exhale. Turn one way. Inhale through center, and then exhale, kind of sweeping your arms the other way. So, just see what your body's up for. Good. And my body's up for laying down. So let's slowly head down to the floor, reaching your arms overhead for a big full body stretch, wiggling out your toes. So now the pattern is, as you inhale, feel this long stretch with your back arched, and then as you exhale, you're going to walk in your knees, giving them a hug, maybe lifting up your head. So inhale, you're lengthening everything out. And then on the exhale, it's like you're curling in, pressing out the air. So with your own breath, feeling that difference. Good. The next time your knees are in, rolling from side to side, just feeling your back body getting massaged into the floor. Ooh, it's time for a twist. So let's put our feet on the floor, arms open at either side, just some windshield wipers to start. Just getting that twisty feeling going. Breathing deep. Good, wonderful. Now we're going to have our hips shift one way to let our knees fall the other way, coming into a twist. Feeling your chest nice and open, your legs heavy, your mid-body just sort of like toffee. Breathing deep. Coming back through center, taking a moment to get your back untwisted, maybe bending in your knees or straightening out your legs. And when you're ready, letting your hips shift the other way to let your knees fall in the opposite direction. Just getting your chest nice and open. Breathing deep, and on the exhale, just kind of letting things melt down. Bringing everything back through center. Doing whatever makes you untwisted. And then when you're ready, coming into your happy baby. Just breathing deep. Good. Then coming on out of your happy baby, maybe hugging in your knees one more time. And then making your way into Shavasana, just letting everything flop open, letting your limbs just fall where they may. And then hanging out there with your eyes closed, just feeling the gentle rise on the inhale and the melting down on the exhale. Maybe staying where you are and just having a nice long Shavasana. Maybe feeling the different parts of your body one at a time, just sort of like a light is going through your body bit by bit. Or if you need to keep going with your day, start stretching and moving your body in whatever way feels good. And then rolling onto your side and coming to seated. Bringing your hands to heart center and just gently pressing your hands together on the exhale. So on the inhale, feel a lightness coming up your spine. And on the exhale, feel that engagement in your body right into your core. The exhale. Namaste. So I'm going to stop the recording.